Good evening, everyone. You all caught me reading one of my favorite books, The Last of the Mohicans. My name is Mary Triplett Cravens, and I was born September the 29th, 1892, to Dr. James and Molly Triplett. Unfortunately, I had no siblings because I was the only child of theirs that lived. I had an influential aunt, Miss Minnie Triplett, who is my father's sister. Many of you may remember Miss Minnie. She was one of the first people in this county who actually had a lending library. And she had that in the basement of the courthouse. And for 20 years, every Saturday, she would check books out to people. That was the only library we had. Now, in 1916, I met my husband, Edwin Cravens, and we were married. We had two sons, James and Robert. We were very involved in our community. In fact, I was very involved in the Columbia Baptist Church. Also was a founding member of Adair Chapter 435 Eastern Star, where I was the first treasurer. We had a good life. But there was something missing in this county that upset me. We had no library. I was a very firm believer that literature was one of the main foundation pieces for a great education. I wasn't the only one that felt that way. There was a lady named Mary Belknap Gray that took it upon herself to purchase 10 panel trucks, outfit them with shelves and books, and she gave those 10 trucks to the 10 poorest counties in eastern Kentucky. Now, a group of people heard that and said, what if? They formed a group in 1953 called the Friends of Kentucky Libraries. Two very important people from Adair County, Dr. V.P. Henry and Paul Hughes, were members of that group. They managed to gather $300,000 and purchased 100 trucks, outfitted them with $2,000 worth of books, and in 1954 they started calling people to the Kentucky State Fair to pick up their bookmobiles. Edwin and I had been appointed by the local library board that had formed to go and pick up our bookmobile. And we got up there and we saw her, and my goodness, she was beautiful. She was light green, 3/4 ton international truck, and smelled of books. Edwin and I brought her home. I was officially appointed as the bookmobile librarian. He was my driver as a volunteer. And we took off on our first route on October the 25th, 1954. Our first stop was the Gradable Graded School. When we pulled up and told those children that they could check out new books, you would have thought Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny had came the same day. They were so excited. Edwin and I went down every pig path, every cattle trail. We went up and down every hill, through all the hollers, crossed every creek in the county, drove up some and drove down some, to make sure that the people in this county had access to books. Now, in 1961, after 7 years of being on the road together delivering books, my Edwin passed away. I was 69 at the time, and I just could not handle the bookmobile anymore. So thankfully, we had a regional library that had been built or purchased on Burkesville Street. I was able to go in and work there until 1966. In 1964, they built the municipal building down here on Campbellsville Street. Inside that building was the first Adair County Library. And now we're located at 307 Greensburg Street. I think we're doing pretty good up there from what I hear. Sadly, all good things must come to an end. And on March the 20th, 1982, at my son's house, I passed quietly from this life into the next and was back with my beloved Edwin. I will leave you with this. A book doesn't care if you are rich or poor. A book doesn't care if you are white or black. A book doesn't care if you are a boy or a girl. All a book cares about is that you open her up and you get lost in her story. I encourage each of you all to find a good quiet place, find you a good book, open it up, and get lost in the magic of literature. Thank you all so much for visiting